As you can see, we're very happy that our numbers this year have grown a bit, and we hope that that will give us more opportunity to see some of the initiatives that we believe the people of West Virginia want to see move forward, have progress this year that maybe we haven't been able to have in prior years. So today we wanted to share with you some of the initiatives that we believe are important for us to address during this session. Now, I know that we've all heard a great deal of discussion about, will this session be overshadowed by the gubernatorial succession issue? And I think that what we want to say first off is, we as Republicans, as our caucus, believe that that's an issue we do need to address. And we believe we should address it quickly in this session and allow it to be resolved quickly so that we can go on and address the other important issues that need to be addressed during this session. How should we address that issue? We believe, and we've said very clearly, even before our acting governor became governor, we sent a letter to him as president of the Senate asking that he call a special election during 2011. We believe an election is required by our Constitution during 2011, and we are going to continue to fight for that election. We believe that people of West Virginia have the right to decide for themselves who their governor is, and that the Constitution of our state does not envision a governor serving as Senate president, as acting governor for 2 years. It's very clear in our Constitution that if there's more than a year left in the term, that a new election will be held, and we intend to introduce legislation requiring such an election. And we believe and call upon the leadership to run this bill quickly. Let's address this issue. Let's move forward. Set the election, and then let's address the other issues that we need to address. One thing that I think should be kept in mind as we look forward to addressing these challenges is, we talked about last year the number of West Virginians who are unemployed. If you look at the numbers now, there are roughly twice as many people unemployed in West Virginia as there were 2 years ago. There are economic challenges that West Virginians face that we have to address, and we cannot allow this session to be a lost opportunity because of the succession issue to address those issues. Those are too important. The challenges are great, and we have solutions to those challenges that we need to move forward on. So let me touch on just a few of the things. In addition to the gubernatorial succession, we believe that it's important that we address the broader succession issue, not just for this year, but the broader issue for future years and the broader issue in terms of all offices. We have found, not only in terms of the United States senatorial issue, the gubernatorial issue, but even in state legislative succession statutes, that there is a lot of areas that are not very clear in those statutes. We need consistency and clarity in succession. That's one area that should be very clear. You should be able to go to the law and determine clearly how you move forward with succession. And we want to see that done. I know that that effort is already ongoing in terms of the Judiciary Committee is looking at that, and we believe we need a very clear and comprehensive overhaul of our succession laws in West Virginia. We also believe, and this will not be taken up during the regular session, but we believe that it's important that we start the process now and be very clear that our caucus will be fighting for 100 single-member House districts in the redistricting efforts that will take place later this year. It's very important that we do that. The United States Congress has single-member districts and has throughout the history of our country. Everyone has a congressman or congresswoman that represents them. We believe that that is a good standard for us as a legislature. We believe that it makes our members more accountable to the people that we represent, that they are more accountable for the votes that they cast here, that when they go and run as a one-on-one candidate in an election, that their record can be more closely reviewed by the constituents that they represent, and it's a much more accountable process for the people of West Virginia. And we are going to fight very hard to move toward 100 single-member districts during the redistricting process. In addition, as we talked about last year, we believe our ethics laws, our governmental ethics laws, need to be revised and toughened and strengthened in several areas. One is the area of the revolving door, where lobbyists can be working in government one day and lobbying for interest in the next day. We believe that that is inconsistent with a strong Ethics Act, and we intend to continue to fight for that, and we believe there will be great progress in that this year. We believe that that's an issue that will be, we've discussed that with the leadership, and we believe there will be progress on that issue early in the session in the House, and hopefully we will have a better result than we had in the Senate last year. We were very hopeful on that issue. So those are some areas where we want to increase accountability in government through increased citizen participation in our government. We also addressed a moment ago the tax burden on West Virginians. And one group of West Virginians that are particularly burdened by the tax structure we have are our seniors and our disabled. And we believe that one of the best things that we can do to help our seniors is to address our homestead exemption. We believe the homestead exemption is outdated. It was passed in the 1980s. It has not kept up with inflation. At $20,000 in terms of the reduction on homeowners, it is certainly not even half as valuable as it was back in the 80s to those seniors in our state, and we believe we need to move forward and make it an actual meaningful tax reduction for our seniors and disabled in our state. We also believe that it's important that we reduce the tax burden on seniors that they pay on retirement. West Virginia is one of a few states across the country that still taxes Social Security. We should not tax Social Security for our seniors. And we should reduce the tax burden on retiree benefits that seniors pay in West Virginia. In a moment, I'm going to ask our caucus chair to share with you some of the initiatives that we want to see taken up during this session in relation to job creation and our economy. But one other thing that I wanted to share is we are going to again press for a constitutional amendment to define marriage as one man and one woman. We have continued each year to see additional states taking that decision being made by courts, by activist courts in additional states across the country, and we believe it's time to address that, to make clear in our Constitution that marriage is one man and one woman, and that is a decision to be made by the people of West Virginia, not the courts. And we want that on the ballot for the people to decide.
We are presenting to you, the Republicans, today an agenda for progress in West Virginia. And it's a cohesive agenda that we all agree on. But there's perhaps nothing that unites us more firmly than our desire to provide real jobs for West Virginians. Many of the problems that our states face, that this state faces, are directly the result of the poor employment structure in our state. We have an agenda that will fundamentally change that. It should be recognized that there are 68,000 of our fellow West Virginians who are looking for work that are unemployed. That is an event that absolutely does not need to occur in West Virginia. We offer an opportunity for progress through a two-pronged approach, a confluence, if you will, of tax policy and legal policy that will propel this state forward for meaningful growth in the area of jobs. To do that, we want to fundamentally reform and accelerate the elimination of the business franchise tax, the continued reduction and acceleration of the reduction in the corporate net income tax, and it should be noted that within West Virginia, the corporate net income tax is 40% higher than in our surrounding states. We fundamentally drive business out of the state through that approach. So we want to attack that issue and reduce the corporate net income tax such that businesses are incented to locate here and they want to locate here. So those are the things from a taxation standpoint. From a legal standpoint, we need fair and honest judicial dealings with our business community. And to achieve that in a reliable format, we want to offer nonpartisan judicial elections at the Supreme Court level, and that doesn't require a constitutional change. It's something that the legislature can do, as well as introduce an intermediate appellate court, such that businesses know that they have a right of appeal for adverse rulings. Those are fairly simple things to achieve, and yet they will fundamentally change the face of West Virginia. This group offers a program for work, not welfare, for progress and paychecks, not pink slips, and for real jobs, not meaningless jargon and delayed progress. Because when we put these corporate net income tax and business franchise tax on a declining path that is years in the future, we are sacrificing jobs now for the people of West Virginia. It is imperative that we take the necessary actions to create jobs and instill opportunity and hope in the citizens of West Virginia. This group is committed to doing that, and I think you'll see real progress in West Virginia with the agenda that we offer.